No bye, no aloha.
What's up, baby? Patter day.
I don't know. Sweating my balls off right now.
Dude, you walked all the way over here from your place. Do you know, did you count the miles?
2 miles.
Oh, that's not too bad. 2 miles. When me and KK were in LA, we were at the Comedy Store and we were like, we're hungry. And we're like, we want to go get In-N-Out. And we decided we're going to walk. In-N-Out, the closest In-N-Out to the Comedy Store is 2 miles.
Oh, yeah. But LA's cold, though.
It wasn't too cold.
But not humid.
No. Well, okay, I get where you're going. Way more manageable in the cool.
Yeah.
We still gave up. we gave up after a mile. We're like, 2 miles.
Just call DoorDash.
Walking 2 miles is for idiots. Let's drink some of this tequila. This fine Sauza tequila you brought over. Thank
On
you.
discount.
I appreciate it.
Everyone's going to get rid of it.
How much?
$14.
What a steal.
But I will say, in the 3 states I've been in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe? Yeah, every state has been trying to get rid of this one.
Every state's been getting rid of the
Yeah.
Sauza?
New
I wonder if
Orleans is
it's
trying to get
going.
rid of- That's why I didn't want to grab it, because it's just like, whatever. But
I still want to fucking just make sure this is good. Everybody's
perfect.
brand new microphones. Testing them out for the first time. I'm so excited. Such a stupid amount of money to spend on a little tiny hobby that I'm doing, but we just went to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite part of New Orleans, period. Straight. Just first one. Go.
Dad dog.
Dat dog.
No.
Dude,
It was
we went
good.
there so many
Yeah,
times.
God damn it. Yeah.
That was like our home base. Like, we ended up there on a regular basis. But you know what I will say? Straight up, that, you know, in New Orleans, if you don't know, everybody has that sick lanai
Yeah.
up top.
That's-
And that dog on Frenchman Street
Had the best
really
one.
has a nice one for that particular corner. It's really killer. The drinks are, there's a bar upstairs. It really was a good, I can't talk shit on that dog. That was,
Except the upstairs is only open in the day, though, which...
no, it was open at
Oh,
night.
that's right.
That night when you guys were, you were taking care of Juan because he was drunk out of his goddamn mind. And me and the
Hanging out with the
ladies,
crust punks.
me and the ladies made it up. That was one of my bing highlights in my mind. I go, hey, where are you? You're like, I'm with Juan. He's playing music with the crust punks. And I say,
Not
what's he playing?
clapping.
He's playing his hands. He's playing his fucking hands.
I will say, okay, I do have like 2 super memorable ones, and the first one is, oh shoot, the redo,
Oh,
bar redo or
yeah.
redo or
So that was
whatever.
the first bar we went to and the last bar we went to
Mhm.
in New Orleans.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
the wings and whatever else we ate that night.
REDAUX.
Yeah,
Bar Redo.
I think redo. Yeah,
Shit's fucking absolutely
but just
deserves a shout out.
just the fact that that kid straight up
Mhm.
was ripping shots with us, and then
Damien.
yeah,
Damien at Bar Redo.
so dope, wearing his leopard and frilly hair, whatever it was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But that Barbadoo, and then the gator, the swamp tour. I would say swamp tour because we saw one gator. But
You know,
still.
the swamp tour, I would have to say, is one of those things that everybody's probably it's one of those touristy
It's
things,
a very touristy thing.
but so worth it. Absolutely worth it. Every second. There was I learned stuff on that tour that I didn't think was going to happen. First of all, we saw a huge wild pig.
Yeah, that pig was crazy.
He was 6 inches from me. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Nicole brings it up, but it didn't smell like a swamp.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
swamps for me as a kid, they always smell like shit. It
was
literally smelled
flowing.
like rotting like
The-
vegetation.
This is
But
what
this,
I'm.
it actually smelled pretty. You can smell the flowers, and
Yeah, the water was moving. The water was
Mhm.
moving.
are you gonna always drink my water?
Yeah, my cat is drinking all of your fresh water.
And then she leaves. She's like, "Fuck you."
She's the worst. I have to put something on top of the water when I sleep. And the other morning I woke up to her whacking my, because I was just like, I went to bed with a glass of water, and then the only thing around my bed was my wallet, and I just put my wallet on top of the glass. And I woke up hearing her hit my wallet off and then smack on the floor, and I like look over and she's just,
Because your wallet or that water is closer than whatever else.
yeah, like 10 feet.
Um,
Lazy ass bitch.
I had a cat, dude. Well, growing up, I had a cat always drink my water. And I always tried to have like deep cups so he wouldn't, but he would always just reach his head down and drink. Except he was indoor outdoor, and
So he's a dirty little motherfucker.
he was a dirty fucker, and he killed a rabbit once and got tapeworms from it. So he's walking around the house, and like the egg sacs would actually like wiggle out of his butt. It was weird. It like the egg sacs had like some movement. So he's walking on the counter, and there's this like shit falling on his ass on the counter. You're like, "What's going on?" And you're like, oh, "You've been drinking my fucking water."
Damn.
Yeah.
Gross.
I might still have a tapeworm. I don't know.
No,
I
you
doubt
don't
it.
have a tapeworm.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so here's what I have to say. And before I started this podcast, my initial idea was I either want to start a new band, or I want to start a travel show, or I want to start a podcast. And obviously the podcast is the easiest and cheapest out of all of them, so that's what I went with.
And plus, it's pretty easy here because
It's easy because all you have to do is just, I mean,
get people together.
you just get equipment. That's all. And I'm having a fun time getting equipment together, getting lighting, getting I tried to get a better camera, but that shit failed. But getting microphones, getting cooler mic stands, like it's just like I'm just trying to get like the standard shit for a cool podcast, and I'm just trying to see how it goes.
We can try the camera later. I want to look at that again.
Yeah, that'd be great if it worked, because yeah, the difference between 720 and 1080 is, you know, a couple
That's-
hundred.
That's
I really don't know.
not even VCR. That's like 2002 compared to now. Porn in 2003 compared to porn in 2000.
But what I'm wondering is, does YouTube even host
Mm-hmm.
above 720? They do.
They host 4K 360,
Oh
all that
shit.
crazy shit. Yeah.
So I could be shooting this on my fucking iPhone. It'd look better.
You want to have the microphones though? These cool new microphones.
Yeah, there'd probably be a way. You could probably do both. But no, I really want to finish this off though. On this thought is that in New Orleans,
Mm-hmm.
did you watch any travel shows before New Orleans? I know you went there one time before I did. Did you
Not-
did you watch any, like, because whenever I'm gonna be completely honest, whenever I go to a new place, I watch fucking loads of YouTube travel shows of like, this is what the locals do kind of shit. Do you know or
No.
not? You don't.
It's
You're one of those just fucking do it.
yeah, and Nicole mostly does it, but I'm mostly just we've also kind of learned like it's better to not fully plan it. It's mostly like play it by ear. Like you have your spots, but mostly it's not even your spots, it's mostly your areas. So you're like
Yeah.
you're like like oh, let's go to the Garden District, Lower Garden District or whatever.
The LGD.
And we're down there, and it was a trick to get down there because we all did poop tea the night before. Nobody was having it.
Dude.
But the
Okay, I'll tell you the truth. We all had diarrhea that day.
I had diarrhea the next day. That's what sucked.
You know what? I was just saying, this is
That's-
normal life.
That's poop tea. Like
No, poop tea did not give me any worse diarrhea than regular
Oh.
party life. Like if I'm on vacation, I'm eating shit food. I'm drinking a lot of beer. I'm drinking a lot of whiskey shots. I'm shitting fucking water.
yeah, and it's yeah.
Like for a week, and then I get home, and then another couple days. Sorry, too much information. But seriously,
I felt
if-
I felt bad for KK because
she got the worst of
yeah,
it.
yeah, she did. And just sitting on that that. I don't know what it is. Like a train.
Well, that
Trolley
first
car
the
or
first day
whatever?
of traveling, first of all, was ridiculous. We got to New Orleans, and we got to New Orleans and had a week worth of Airbnbs, flights, Airbnbs, $900. 1 week, Hawaii to New Orleans, a week of Airbnbs, $900, all inclusive. That's ridiculous.
Each person. Which yeah.
Per person.
Which is
That's insane. That's
really good.
cheap.
Yeah.
That's great. To travel that far, I would expect to pay that plus Airbnbs.
And we booked late. If we would have booked like a couple months earlier, I'm pretty sure that B&B would have been half price.
But
Maybe.
we had two layovers. It was
Yeah.
3 flights. So
It
what
was-
happened is that you and me, between us, like, I showed up to the airport with a bottle of fucking Tito's.
Yeah.
Poured into, if you don't know this, if you travel a lot, if you like to drink on planes, go to Walmart, you get the bag. It has 4 little bottles, all 3 ounces. You
For
take
like shampoo and other
for
shit,
shampoo
but
and soap. You buy 2 of those, you buy 1 bottle of booze, and 1 bottle of booze exactly fits in 8 bottles. That goes through check-in, no problem, no questions asked.
Well, also it's whatever you can fit into. What is it? A pint bag. So as much shit you can fit into a pint bag, I think.
Well,
it
it's
is. Or
12.
quart.
So it's
a
3.
quart.
It's 1, 2,
Sorry,
3.
quart.
3, 3, 3, 3 is 12.
But
and
whatever
then-
you can fit in 1 quart bag, you can. For that one person, they can check that.
Oh, I checked in the whole deuce.
Okay.
The 2 bags with
I don't think they give a
4.
shit.
As long as everything is like to the T, like 3-ounce bottle in a Ziploc.
And
Anyways, point is, I got a whole bottle of Tito's
in the airport.
into the airport. And then basically the girls each had 1 bottle, and you and I each had 3 bottles to ourselves.
Yeah.
And each bottle was 3 ounces. Smash that, get on the plane, get to the next destination, have a couple drinks, get to the next destination, have a couple drinks.
When we were in LA, I poured that whole double margarita in my
Hydro?
hydro. And
That's what's up. That's the way you got to do it.
it was easy.
But when we got
don't care.
to Texas,
Oh,
we
yeah.
I remember walking up to the bar and I was
Texas was
like,
hard.
I was so delirious. And I just walked up to the bar. You guys were all like, I need to poop. Nicole's like, I lost my iPad. We walk up to the bar and I'm like, give me a beer.
Because at
But
that
then
point
I-
it was. I think we had maybe 6 hours of flying,
To left.
and
No.
we've been awake all day.
Could that be true? How far is it from Texas to New Orleans? I feel like it's only another 3 hours or so. Either way.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was just such a haze. And I remember walking up to the bar and just grabbing I was like, you got Miller Lite? They're like, yeah. And they handed me one. I was like, I just walked out of the bar.
It was such a fun.
I don't know
like,
if that was legal or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was like one of those. I almost felt like it was a dick move because as soon as we got off the plane, we're like trying to figure out what we're doing. We're like, all right, we're kind of hungover. We're hungry. We just need to do something. And next thing we like look over, you have your sunglasses on. You're just sitting like in this chair at the bar, like drinking a beer. I was like, fucking Nick. All right, cool. It's like, okay, cool. Like, and we found that one food spot, but then it wasn't until you went to go find tacos, but then you went back to the same food spot and got IPAs.
Yeah.
And then KK couldn't finish hers,
Texas
so I finished
IPAs.
it.
Yeah.
And
I remember the
I felt
kid.
so much better after. I was like, okay, cool.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because you guys were like talking about, oh, we need to go to the bathroom. We need to do this and that and the other thing. And I was like,
It was like, you're tired.
I'm just going to go sit in the bar while you guys figure it
Yeah.
out. I'm not trying to be a dick, but also like, I don't do that well traveling.
No, and especially when you're on a plane for like, I don't even know what it was. I know coming back was 11 hours. So that was probably 10.
It
9
was
or 10 hours.
So we went to LA first. That's a solid 5, if not 5.5.
Yeah.
Let's call it 5. Then from LA to Houston, I think is like another
3 or 4.
2.5, and then
it's a lot longer.
Houston to I'm being I'm rounding down.
Okay.
And then so from LA to Houston, at least 2.5. From Houston to New Orleans, at least 2.5. So we're talking at least 10 plus layover time.
Yeah.
Which rounded us out to a good 14-hour travel day.
And when you leave here at like, we left at like 10 p.m. I think it was, or something pretty late.
Pretty late, yeah.
I think we got to the airport at 8.
Yeah, about right.
So, and that sucks because you've been awake all day. So it's pretty brutal.
Did you know that there's something better than TSA pre? So we all got TSA pre before these trips, and god damn it, it is worth every fucking dollar. $80.
If you fly a lot, if you fly more
Don't
than
move
twice
it
a
too
year,
far away. I think you have to keep it like right about there.
if you fly more than twice a year, it's worth it.
Absolutely. Dude, if you fly twice a year, that means you're doing 4 trips in the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing,
Or even one.
I'm doing like 4 to 6 flights a year, 4 big trips, and probably a couple inter islands. That last trip was,
it was your first pre-check.
1, 2, 3. That was 4 check-ins, because when you get to LA, you have to walk across the airport and then recheck in.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 whole pre-checks, and god damn it, it was worth it.
You're standing in line for no more than 2 minutes at most.
God damn it.
Yeah, it was the best.
But did you know there's something above TSA pre?
There's one for international. That's all I know about.
So there's the one for international. There's also one called Clear. And what Clear does is, I think it's about $175 a year.
Ooh.
So if you're flying a lot, what it does is you just walk in and it pushes you to the front of the line. It pushes you to the front of the TSA pre-line. So even if it's crowded, you know that you're getting through that line.
It's crowded and you're late.
And but the other deal is if your partner is not down to get that, then it's pointless, because then you're waiting for people.
Yeah.
So
It just reminds me of like Disneyland Fast Pass bullshit. Eventually, everyone's gonna have it, and then they're gonna have Fast Pass for Fast Pass. It's gonna be pre-check for pre-check, like what you're saying right now.
yeah,
And it's gonna be like
yeah.
eventually everyone's gonna have it, and we're all just giving more money to the federal government to run the TSA. That's, we all know, is bullshit.
Yeah,
They
so
pulled me over so much for stupid, like nothing. And
I used to back in the day. I used to get randomly searched
Yeah.
a lot back in the day.
we got stopped. We got stopped coming back from Boston because I forgot to
Boston,
take
Texas.
Boston, Texas. Because I forgot to take Nicole's iPad out of her backpack.
I thought you didn't have to do that for pre-check.
Yeah, and it wasn't a pre-check because it was too early, so they weren't running the pre-check. It was just
Oh.
expedited. So it was expedited, but we still had to stand. Like, we went through the line super quick, and then we had to stand there for 15 minutes while this chick just literally, not even like Subway made a sandwich slow. Just like, I don't even know what she was doing. Like, just casually working through shit.
She barely had her coffee yet.
Now I have to run all your shit back through the X-ray again. I was like, ugh, fuck. And that, no joke, that took 5 minutes. I'm standing there like, cool, like, whatever. Thank God our flight was delayed. Like,
Damn.
yeah, like,
You're like, I'm on pre-check time.
Yeah.
I didn't show up early.
yeah. So pre-check time, you still have to show up early just so you can get through the line early.
Well, you still want to be able to get a couple drinks at the bar. When we got to when me and KK got to the airport in New Orleans, we got there at so your flight
We
was
left
at
before
9.
you. Yeah.
So our flight was at 11. So we left the Airbnb 2 hours later than you. So we got to the airport around 9. And even with pre-check, I like to get there a little bit early, get a little sauced on the plane.
I like at least 90 minutes. That's my comfort zone.
That's good. I like to have a couple Bloody Marys before the flight, maybe a couple shots. I don't know. And we got to the flight, and there was this guy who had been there since 5 a.m., and he fucking missed his flight, and he was trashed. Like they cut him off in the airport.
Fuck no.
But he was really cool. He was super cool. We roll up to the bar, and I remember hearing the bartenders just go, we can't serve you anymore. You're cut off. And I was like, oh, shit, what's the deal with this guy? And we just sat down, and we're like, yeah,
So
we'll get it.
You sat next down.
We sat
next to the guy
right
that got
next
cut
to him.
off.
Yeah, he was as close to me as you. And KK was like right next to me. And we just sat down. I was like, I mean, it is what it is. Let's get a couple of drinks. And he was just, he wasn't like visibly intoxicated, but he was repeating heavy. And the bartenders, you know, I guess they had probably been working since 5 a.m. They were working since he got there.
So I guess it's good for him if the bartenders do a shift change, because even though he's repeating, he's
Would have
gonna
been good
repeat.
for him,
Yeah.
but they weren't on shift change yet. They were 6 hours deep, and he was 6 hours deep.
Shit.
And he was like, can I get one more drink? And the bartender, like, he asked this like 3-4 times. The bartender was like, I can't really serve you one more. I think you're good. I think you're good for now. And he was like, okay, respect.
And this is New Orleans.
This is in New Orleans,
Okay.
but he was super cool. So he was on one side of us. I didn't even tell you this yet. And then on the other side of us was this guy, this like older white guy. And this kid eventually kind of like was like, I'm just gonna go find my flight. He ended up being on the same flight to Texas that we were on.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember seeing him stumbling onto the plane. I was like, he made it, you know? But on the other side of us we were all joking around. We're like, man, New Orleans was like so cool. So quick recap is when we got into where we were staying, everybody went, you guys are in the hood.
Yeah. And they were telling us to like watch our steps, kind of like our Uber driver. He's like, yeah, just be careful. Like
First Uber driver.
yeah, be careful. I forget everything he said.
He said, here's a cool bar. Here's a cool bar. Here's a cool place to go. Here's a cool little grocery store.
Be careful.
But watch your step. You're in the fucking ghetto. And then, night one, Bar Redu. What did the guy next to me say? You guys are in the hood. Recognize.
And we had to
You
walk
guys
across
are
the train
in the
track to get
hood.
there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hanging out next to this guy, and he goes, yeah, how was your stay in New Orleans? We're just drinking. It's like 11 a.m. You know, we're having our pre-flight cocktails. And I go, we had a really fun time. And I was like, you know what? Everybody told us we're in the fucking hood. You're in the ghetto. Watch your step.
Mm-hmm.
And all I noticed was everybody being
So nice.
nice
Dude,
and
it was-
cool. And I'm not saying like don't watch your step if you're in New Orleans. Like protect yourself. Like, you know,
Always be aware. Like,
be on your shit. But like I did not feel sketch. Like everybody was so fucking nice.
it was,
And we were in the hood.
it was that, and then it was just the older people like hanging out on their porches, just like soaking in the morning sun.
Yeah, like
Just
good
being
morning,
like,
y'all.
Good morning. And I was like, wow, this would never happen here. Like,
Yeah. People look you in the eye and they're like, hi, nice, good day out, right? Like they're just like,
not even. I can tell you just from walking this week, we've walked in, I don't know, multiple different neighborhoods in the mornings, just trying to do our 12,000 steps a day.
yeah.
And I can tell you in the mornings, nothing. Like, people give you the dirt stare, like straight up, just like, it's probably because I'm white, and Nicole's pretty white too, but I don't know. They give you such dirty looks. And I'm just
We were
like-
walking around white New Orleans,
Yeah.
and people are nice.
Except today, whereas we were coming down, we walked up the Poly. We wanted to go up to Judd Trail, check it out, but it was just too busy, too fucking hot. We left too late. Coming back, and they're doing construction all the way down Uanu. And when the construction worker just looked at me, he's like, threw a shotgun. Like,
Nice.
what the fuck?
There you go.
Hey, yeah.
People are nice.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in that airport bar.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And we're talking to the guy about how nice people are in New Orleans. And he goes, yeah, you know, I used to live in L.A. And he goes, I still work in L.A. But I moved out to the Garden District. And I was like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
fuck. The Garden District is fucking nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking like old money mansions. And if you know about old money,
Like,
that is some fucking like Civil War
slave money.
fucking mansions. Not that he was old money, but he's
In the
living
area.
in the area where
And-
a lot of fucking old money
and it's
still
kinda, and it's kind of
exists.
gentrified. There's a lot of weird.
Absolutely, it's gentrified.
Shops down there,
yeah,
like-
to the max, and it's hipster meets fucking old money in a weird
Yeah,
way, but more on the gentrified tip, and we got to talking, blah blah blah, and he goes, he probably didn't say what do you do because I don't think he was looking for the what do you do. But somehow it came up, and I was like, "What do you do that you have to fly back to LA every
Whatever.
every week?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm a producer on Big Brother." And I was like,
I don't even know what that is.
"So what Big Brother is
Reality show.
when, yeah." But it was one of the. So the first couple reality shows would have been like Real World, Road Rules, like shit like this on MTV.
Yeah, okay. Big Brother. I kind of remember
Big
that.
Brother was when Survivor, Big Brother, and The Great Race, they all came out the same year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Fact check me if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But Big Brother, Great Race, and Survivor, I believe, came out the same year.
Okay.
And that's when the real, I wouldn't say real reality shows. That's when the first round of like new reality shows kind of hit the market, and those were for money. So Big Brother, you stand to win like $500,000.
Shit, okay.
And I think the others, you stand to win $1 million. I could be wrong. Fact check me. I don't know, but they're still going. You know, these are still going, and these are
Okay.
what like paved the way for like
I remember
reality
Road
as we
Rules.
know it.
Yeah, I remember Road Rules when I was like a kid. This is something that was on in my grandma's house, like super late at night.
Yep.
Like, can't sleep.
I told you when I was telling you earlier. You ever watched Theo Vaughn? He was on Road Rules,
No.
and you don't know who he is.
Yeah.
He's a modern day comedian with a mullet, a cool podcast called This Past Weekend. I love him. I watch him all the
yeah.
time.
You're saying, yeah.
But yeah, he started on Road Rules.
Fucking so weird.
Yeah. So these reality shows, it's like I remember certain names who are all like, who have just, you know, fucking been washed away over time. But like, I remember like there was like the girl from Hawaii on the Hawaii Road Rule, or on the Hawaii Real World, who was like this drunk, but she was a person and she had a name and people remembered her. I don't think I was in Hawaii at the time. I think I was still in California.
I don't know.
But like these were all people. These were all people. They were just
Okay.
regular ass people.
I don't even know if I should say it, but Nicole was on a reality TV show.
Which one?
I think it was Eliminate.
Oh.
I've been trying to find it so fucking hard just because I want to see it, but
You can't find it?
Nope.
Damn it.
It just does not exist. I don't know. I've tried so hard, so many years, but everything she said, it's so not reality. Like they like kind of like brought her in from Pipeline or something. You know, like so they're like, oh hey, cool.
Hawaii based? Hawaii based?
No, yeah, they're here, but she was like working a Pipeline or something, and they're like, they saw her and they're like, hey, you want to be in a TV show? We'll pay you some money or whatever. And all I can remember her saying was like, they just fed her a bunch of booze to get her drunk and like kind of wild, so that all the people, so they just get really nuts. And all I remember her telling me was that she was working one night at Pipeline or something, and a couple came in like, dude, we've been watching Eliminate all day on our vacation, and we saw you.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're like, you're fucking hilarious. But yeah, I guess she just got drunk and just like told off the guy. I was like, you're what, like whatever. Just, I've been trying so hard to see it. But
Damn it.
This is like,
I'm surprised you can't find it on YouTube's.
this is like 21-year-old Nicole, like just being crazy. So, I
So
have
that's
no
a good
idea.
that's a good 10 years 10
No.
almost 15 years ago.
15, yeah.
Damn.
Can't find it.
Yeah,
I tried
those
so
those
hard.
shows are they're a quick little flash in the pan.
But it just really drops it into like the whole reality. It's like there's a producer like trying to get people drunk so they're going to be more wild, telling them what to say, like all this shit. So it's like, I don't know. I just never really liked reality TV.
I definitely don't like reality TV, but I've had a few friends who have been on reality TV. You know Corbin from Superfucked?
Yeah. What,
He was
what
on a
that
show
one?
called Maui Fever.
Yeah. I still haven't seen it, but I want to watch it so bad.
I haven't seen it either. But
It's in one of my things to download. To
but
watch,
I think
but
I think that one's a little bit easier to get a hold of.
yeah,
I think
it's more recent.
yes, yeah, I don't know. I don't know when that one aired.
But if you look up Maui Fever, you can see Corbin in the pictures, and he's young, which is hilarious. It's like, yep, you were in it. That's
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You ever miss being a little kid?
like
I miss being a little kid.
that's a bad question, but yeah, of course I do,
What's some of your favorite things like
dude.
you miss from being a little kid? Like if you could redo them again, like what would you do as a little kid? Like not knowing what you know now.
Not
But just-
redo, but just the experience. The thing I miss most, which actually comes up a lot, is when it's cold and raining. Even here, if it's just dark outside and it's raining, it's like 10 o'clock. There's just whatever, or not even 10. Let's just say noon, and it's cloudy and rainy. I just want to play Nintendo. Literally, that's all I want to do.
Yeah.
I literally just want to sit down and play.
It's
Nintendo
like you
for
can't go
hours.
outside.
No, it's like I don't want to go outside. I don't
You
want to
can't.
work.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't go
it's not even on my
outside.
mind.
It's too cold. It's too rainy.
Yeah,
You get wet.
yeah. I just want to sit down and old school controller.
Play some old school
Yeah.
Nintendo. But you still can do that if you want to.
I still can, but it's
You just built me a Nintendo system that I could play whenever I want
It's not
to.
the same though. Like
It's not the same.
I miss
loading
struggling.
cartridges.
I miss struggling and trying to blow in it to get it to work.
Yeah.
Doing
You
the-
told me that whole thing was that was a fallacy though. That
Yeah.
you weren't supposed to blow in them in the first place.
No, it was just a connection. It was a thing with the pens connecting with the actual cartridge, so you could actually fix it. You could actually.
I
open
thought
up
you
the
told
Nintendo
me
and
that
fix
it was the player itself, not the cartridges.
No, it's actual like the pins inside the
Oh, it was a connection issue.
connection issue. So when you blew in it, actually you were actually putting moisture on all the connectors. So when you're putting it in, it had a better connection.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
My stupid brain actually understands that.
Or you could put like my friend had the best one ever. It was a Folgers coffee cup lid, or a Folgers like coffee lid back in the day. You would just shove it in there and it worked perfect on top of the
Folgers
game.
lid,
Yeah, so it was like
like the plastic lid,
yeah, but it's like a
helped it connect.
maybe it was
somehow.
instant coffee or something, because it's like I remember the red lid or something like that. But you'd put the game in, push it down, and then you put the lid right on top of the game.
Okay, yeah, I remember. Yes, yes, I do remember that.
And that would work perfect.
I do remember that. You're the bartender tonight, baby.
But it's funny because like I feel bad for everyone nowadays. They have no idea what that means. I even got
They don't know what it means to
blow in a cartridge.
blow in a cartridge. Yeah.
And yesterday I was in the elevator going down to check the mail, and this lady standing behind me, she's like, "Oh, you again?"
I want to make sure that you're not.
It's so close to
I want to make sure you're being heard.
But yeah, she was like, she's like, "Oh, are you a gamer?" And I was like, no, not really." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, no. I used to write music on the Nintendo." And she's like, "Oh," like really bad broken English. "Oh, a Nintendo." No idea what I was saying. I was like, "Okay, cool." This conversation is not going anywhere. Like, you don't understand what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm a gamer. Cool.
You ever think about this? Like, if you had, let's say like 4 days, and you could get anything, you could ask for anything you want without being refused, what would you ask for?
4 days?
You got 4 days, and let's say like you're just gonna go back to regular life afterwards, but for 4 days, you could ask for anything you want without being refused. What would you ask for first?
Pizza. No. I want to go to the Antarctic.
Just be like, I'm going to Antarctica.
Yeah.
For how long, though?
One day, and then after that, I go to Galapagos.
Yep, I would love to go to the Galapagos.
Easter Island after that.
I would love to go to Easter Island.
And then maybe after that, I go all the way north to like either Greenland or Iceland, and just I want to hit up these spots because I know it's.
So you would say, it's like, Pat, you can do whatever you want for 4 days without being refused, and you would say,
I want to travel. I want to see the fucking
give
world.
me a ticket to this place, this place, this place.
If I could be there, like boom, day 1, the Antarctic, boom, there you go. And then day 2, you wake up, you're like in the Galapagos. That it'd be perfect.
Sleeper planes, first
Not
class.
even plane. Like I didn't want to like skip that. This is like a
No, I mean, it has
It's a
to be
wish list. I just want
No,
to
it
wake
has
up.
to be within reality.
Okay.
It has to be within reality.
Well, that's not going to happen. So
No, it could happen. It could happen. You could be like, I want to go to this place, first class,
Mm-hmm.
sleeper plane. Go on the flight, drunk, wake up, and you're in the place. Do whatever you want, and then as soon as you get tired, get on another plane.
But Antarctica is like it's a commitment. You're there for a while. Like you're,
How long do you have to be there for?
I think a few months.
What?
Yeah.
You can't go for a day?
No. Last I looked up, I was talking to somebody about it, but yeah, it's. First off, they only let people go down there with like science degrees, unless you're like super rich.
But you
I guess.
can't be refused.
Yeah,
Can't be refused.
but it's you're there, so you
See, so
you
that's-
take a boat down there, and then
You have to take a boat?
yeah,
You can't fly.
No.
There's no international airport or
I think
no
you have to fly
airport
to the
period.
very southern tip of South America.
Patagonia?
Maybe I don't know. Whatever is the most southern tip of South America.
Patagonia is down there. I'm
And then
not
you
sure
ca-
what the
then you
most
catch a boat.
southern tip is.
Then you catch a boat out there.
How far is the boat ride?
A week, maybe 2. Who knows?
Did we just take the? We didn't even take the shot yet. We just
But
poured it.
But yeah, you have to take the boat down, and then depending on weather conditions, you might be there for a while. It's not like you're going to go visit and come back. Same with Galapagos. Same with Easter Island. I guess like Greenland and Iceland are easier though. They actually
Yeah,
offer
Iceland's
trips
definitely some place you can get to. I have a buddy that tattoos there, almost kind of on the regular. And he said, actually, since the Icelandic dollar bill or whatever it is so strong, I think that bill is very strong. That when he tattoos there, he charges quite a bit
Oh shit!
and comes back with a
Like-
lot. Like you can go up there and be like,
yeah.
yeah, this little tattoo that I would charge $200 for, I'm gonna charge $500 for.
But then the
Something
currency,
like
the
that.
currency exchange coming back.
Whatever the exchange is, I don't know if it's their strong or we're strong, whatever it is. I mean, however that works out, but it works out in his favor, which sounds pretty cool. I really want to go. I really want to go to Iceland, but I don't know what you would do there, and I know that once you get there, everything's really expensive.
You eat weird food, like that shark.
I don't know about shark. I don't know if I want to eat any shark.
That fermented shark that apparently really
Is that up there?
smells and tastes like shit.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Have
not,
you-
not
have-
the new season?
Oh God. Okay.
Not until it's PAL. Then I'll watch it.
You wait all the way until the end. All right.
I want to
let's-
binge. I want a weekend, like a Saturday and Sunday,
You're crazy, my friend.
and just
You're
Uh,
crazy.
eat a lot of soup, get really high, and watch it, and then watch it again.
See,
Call it a day.
you teach their own is all I can say on that one
I
because
can't because
I like to watch it week to week because I like to watch each episode like 3 times and trip out and be like, okay, that's what happened. And then watch it again and be like, holy shit. And then watch it again and be like, oh, there was some deeper shit. And there was some But again, let's just not even worry about that topic because you haven't even started
Yeah.
on this season yet.
And it's really the most difficult part is the spoilers. I hate like you go on the internet and shit's popping up and you're like, nope.
I gotta loop back back around though one last time to New Orleans.
Yeah.
So this is what I would say.
It's like 4 shots deep. Gotta do New Orleans.
If I could do a travel show, which earlier I was like travel show. So every travel show goes, go to fucking Bourbon Street, go do a ghost tour,
Yeah.
go to a fucking cemetery tour, go to Frenchman Street. You could go on YouTube all day long. You know what I would do? I would say, listen, I would start if I was a YouTube travel channel guy, I'll go, listen, you want to go to Frenchman, you want to go to Bourbon, you want to go to Ghost Tour, you want to go to this tour, you want to go to Swamp Tour, you want to go Cemetery Tour. Yeah, you do all that. It's super easy. Just go down to Bourbon, go down to Frenchman. Okay? That's 2 seconds right there. That was 1 minute.
Yeah.
Now the rest of my 10 minutes, I'm going to be like this. Go to the fucking Bywater.
The Bywater
I
was the
didn't
best.
see because you said you don't watch any travel shit, but I always watch a lot of travel shit on any place I'm gonna go, and I go, okay, I see what you're saying. Like, go down to the French Market, do this, do that, go get a fucking what do they call it? A bad day or a beignet.
Beignet.
Go get a beignet, get a po' boy, blah 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 blah. Yeah, do all that shit, but you're gonna figure that out on your own in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. And
But you know what you're not
gonna
gonna find on
get
your
tired of
own? The fucking Bywater.
it. The Bywater?
The Bywater, nobody was talking about. That's where Bar Radu was at. I don't even remember the name of the bar we went to, but you go to it. I could fucking point it out on a map. Is you go down there and it's a wine store.
Yeah.
And you buy
the charcuterie place.
Yeah, you buy a bottle of wine, you buy a pack of cheese and a fucking pack of meats, and they fucking cut all your meats and cheese up for you, lay it out on a platter with some jams and some butters and some breads, and you go around back, and it's this huge garden
Where
and
they're playing jazz.
where they're playing ripping cool jazz,
The
and
band
all,
is-
but
there's
it's
a
just a
band.
bunch of hipsters playing
yeah,
jazz.
It is a super
Like it
hipster
wasn't
spot.
like, yeah, it was a super hipster vibe, which I mean, take that as you will.
Although it wasn't Jocko's. What was that barbecue place?
That was called the Joint.
The Joint. Yeah.
The Joint. That was a block away from where we stayed. The best fucking brisket I've ever had in my fucking life.
So here's what's funny. Pork. First time I had pork ribs there, right?
Pork
And
ribs.
I hate pork ribs. Delicious. And then when we were in Maine, still made some pork, like pork chops. I was like, God damn it, this is delicious. Like, I think I just had bad pork growing up.
Yeah.
But
so you're on the pork train now. What do you
Yeah.
think about bacon?
I love bacon.
I mean, you're eating
Bacon-
pepperoni.
yeah,
What do you
bacon
think
and
that's?
sausage is
What do you
great.
think pepperoni is?
But it's like the pork chops. I just don't like the pork. Like, I don't know I don't know.
I think you had a bad experience with pork growing up.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
Your parents didn't know how to cook pork right.
I had a good pork experience this time. That's true.
Your parents were porking you wrong.
I had a bad porking.
Yeah. Your mom didn't know how to pork it.
No, but the joint was straight up.
The Joint. So basically, if you ever want to go to New Orleans, just triangulate the Joint,
Just
Bar Radu,
Just stay in the Bywater.
and a place that we did not go to that I wanted to go to fucking with all of my fucking dick and balls was a place called the Country Club. We didn't end up there. Where was that? But it's okay. Next time.
It was like 4 blocks from us.
Yeah. Apparently, it used to be
Full
a
nude.
clothing optional pool with a brunch, cocktails. But apparently,
Kind of expensive, maybe.
not exactly expensive. But what I heard was that they started asking people to keep their clothes on because somebody got sexually assaulted.
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
Unfortunately,
So it's topless.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
But they said you can go in topless. You just need to keep your bottoms on. You need to cover up your privates.
It's good in case you have diarrhea too. The vacation diarrhea.
That's some place that I didn't get to go to, and I really want to go. I really want to go to there, but I could not recommend staying in the Bywater more. It looked like some place I was used to, which is Oakland, California, where my dad lives, yeah, and some of my family lives.
It wasn't because we stayed last time. We stayed in that downtown area. I don't actually know what it's called, but
The French Quarter.
no, you
Just
know
downtown.
the downtown area where we were
down on
where you bought
down
your-
on Canal Street.
where you bought your tracksuit.
I bought a tracksuit.
We stayed there in that area. Oh,
Canal Street.
yeah, where we both
Canal Street. That's
we-
just downtown New Orleans.
where we both went and took shits, and there was the girls were sitting in that big red chair. We stayed in that
Yes.
hotel.
Yes, I remember that. I remember
And
that.
It wasn't bad, but
What was the name
honestly-
of that? Do you remember the name of that hotel we went to? There's a hotel, and there was the bar was called the Sazerac Bar. That was actually it was
the
really
Roosevelt.
nice.
The
The
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt Hotel. It was like that was a nice hotel to go to, if you want to go for a $20 cocktail. But like if you're down, I'm down for a $20 cocktail every now and then.
Once. It's good to go experience it for sure.
It's fun.
just like the
Just go get one.
like Juan took us to the carousel bar.
The carousel bar was it was a delight.
Mhm.
And Juan
it's
was
one of
such
those-
a beautiful little baby. He was like, listen, every time we went to a super expensive place, he got the tab. He was just like, I feel like he kind of was like, I know you guys don't want to go here, but I do. But
Yeah.
it wasn't that I didn't want to go there. I was down to go there.
It's just not on the radar, and having somebody like push you towards it, you're like, okay, cool, like let's do it. It's kind of like when we were in Chicago and it was like, we have to go to Taco Bell and get a fucking drink.
Yeah.
Like we have to get an alcoholic drink here,
Yeah.
which was disgusting, but we had to do it. It was like one of those. I don't know.
It was the only bummer about it was that they gave you a 1 ounce pour of alcohol into like a super Slurpee.
yeah,
Like they were like, here's a 32 ounce
of
Slurpee
Mountain Dew.
with 1 ounce of some whiskey or tequila or whatever, and it was like,
Which we learn next time, double or triple.
fuck that! Like, give me a quadruple. But the thing in Chicago is that you can't take it outside. That's
Yeah.
that's what was beautiful about New Orleans, is that you could take your drinks outside.
Beautiful and terrible, because it got to that point. It was like you walk into a spot and you're like, I'm over it, and you could just immediately leave.
I think that's better.
It is really
I
cool.
think that I
but you
honestly
get used to it. So when you come back to another spot where you can't do
Listen.
that, you're like, oh
I've been to Las Vegas, which is a terrible shit
yeah,
show.
fuck lobster.
But
like
I've been to New Orleans,
Mhm.
I've been to Japan, and these are the 3 references I have in the world, because I don't remember if I don't think everybody else
can you
allows
drink in
this.
public in Japan?
You can drink everywhere you want in Japan.
Okay.
You could drink in a cab. You could drink on a train. You could drink walking in and out of your hotel, checking in, checking out. You could check into the airport drinking.
That's crazy.
See, but the thing is like people don't abuse it because it's just normal, and I think that's
And
what
that's-
we have wrong. Like
That's
in
kinda how
America,
That's how it kind of felt in New Orleans, in not in the French Quarter, but like Bywater and other areas, and like Garden District. It's like everyone knows you can drink in public, so
it's just not a big
they
deal.
don't abuse it. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it was hot. I came in to get a drink and cool down, but I don't want to stay in here, so cool, I'm out. And nobody
Like-
gives a shit.
so we went to get our crawfish boil.
Oh yeah.
And then we went next door, and we were like, we saw the tattoo shop. We're like, let's get some tattoos. And we said, oh, we'll be back. We'll get some tattoos. We had our food, and then we brought our beers over to the tattoo shop, and everything was so. Nobody cared about. I know it's very touristy to go to New Orleans and be drunk in public, and that's probably kind of a lot of what it's about.
We saw a bunch of like bros like cracking beers out on the sidewalk, taking selfies with it. Like it was like, I guess it's cool, bro, but
Yeah, but for
It's-
just
it's not that.
I just remember like waking up in the morning and like being like, all right, well, we're gonna go to brunch. Let's grab a fucking Miller Lite out of the fridge
Or
and walk to brunch.
You just walked down to the joint, grabbed a couple cocktails, and came
Yeah.
back. And it's like,
yeah,
it's such a whole different mentality because it's, especially like if you're in a restaurant or you're at a bar and you're just like, everyone wants to leave, and you're like, I have a whole beer and I don't want to waste it.
yes,
You can leave.
That's the huge argument.
But
That
here-
is the huge argument.
Especially here, like you're like, okay, I don't want to waste it. Like it was
Chug
a
it.
$5 beer. You're gonna chug it.
Yeah,
And by the time you get to the next spot, you're gonna be super wasted.
and then you're gonna walk in empty-handed and order another drink.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is, if you're the guy who's drinking slow, you're gonna be pressured every step of the way
To drink
to
quicker.
finish your drink, and you're gonna be the guy who ends up puking all over the
Mm-hmm.
place. Whereas if
you
you're
could
in New
hop-
Orleans,
yeah.
and you can walk out of a bar with a plastic cup and then walk into the next bar and still have the same cup, and all your friends order a drink and you're still nursing your last drink. Yeah,
You're fine.
Yeah, it seems a little bit better. People do go to New Orleans to kind of party it up, and they want to get the New Orleans experience. And I do remember Bourbon Street and Frenchman Street kind of smelling a little bit of puke.
Oh God, yeah.
People were getting there, people were getting after it. But
Okay.
I remember the way that we're doing it was kind of how you described. Like, if I rolled into the next bar and I still had a beer in my hand, I don't need to buy another beer because
Yeah.
I still have fucking 3/4 of a beer
But
here.
everyone else is, so it's working. It's nobody really cares.
Yeah, drink at your own pace.
The other thing too I like about New Orleans is I don't recall the smell of piss or shit.
Do you recall the smell of vomit?
Vomit for sure.
A little bit.
Like in the main areas, obviously Bourbon Street.
We didn't spend too much time there, luckily, but
But yeah, but it's, I don't know, like Portland, Oregon, it just smells like piss and shit. Chinatown here, piss, not so much shit, but piss and vomit. Especially tonight, it's gonna be piss and vomit. Where else were we? Dude, we were in Boston, not Boston, Texas. But
when were you in Boston? Oh,
Boston,
just
Mass.
recently?
Yeah, before we were in Maine, and before we came back, we stayed in Boston for 2 nights.
2 nights in Boston.
Yeah, and honestly, that city is the best. Like so far, the best city I've ever been in. Nicole said Rome was her first, and then Boston.
Really?
I've never been to Rome, but yeah, Boston.
First of all, we
There's
should
no-
go to Rome.
Yeah, Boston. There's no piss. There's no shit. There's no vomit. There are bars. There's people doing stuff, but the city's just so clean, and there's parks everywhere. And I was like, wow, this is straight up a city I could stay in. Like I could live here. And even though we were staying far out of the city, like 11-minute drive, I guess. I don't know. It was perfect. I was like, wow. Like we're walking and there was a 6-pack, like I think somebody broke a bottle or something, like a hooligan broke a fucking glass bottle and left an empty 6-pack on the side. The guy was out there cleaning it with actual like soap and stuff, cleaning the
Oh,
sidewalk.
wow.
So I don't know if it's like a city thing where you have to do it, but I was like, wow, you're actually taking care of the city. This is dope.
They just have, maybe they actually just have a little fucking city pride.
And I was like, yeah. I was like, wow, that's cool. But yeah, Portland, Oregon, and San Francisco, the only 2 cities I've actually like straight up seen human shit.
Oof.
It's like everywhere.
I actually saw somebody taking a human shit in Chinatown once. I
That
saw
too.
it. I saw it point blank. It was a little bit disturbing, but
I've heard stories of like doing it right in the middle of Hotel Street. I've seen I miss the old days, but when 39 was open, I remember like setting up for, I think it was like a First Friday or Normal Friday, and went out like we just opened, so I went out the back stairwell to smoke a cigarette, and there were a couple other people back there, and they're like, "Dude, check it out." And the guy was getting a blowjob by like, I don't know if it was a tranny, but yeah, just a really rough looking girl.
Oof.
And it's just old Chinatown. You're like, cool, like this is it.
Hey man, you ever think about this? If you could go back to any time in human history, and you didn't have to have tattoos, and you could actually blend in with the people of the time, so you wouldn't have to look white if it was a certain time to go back to. Where would you go to?
Human history.
Any time in human history.
Oh man, I don't know. I'd rather go in the future.
No, you got to go back. You got to pick a time to go back.
Go back?
Yeah. Anytime. Anytime.
I have no answer. It'd
Really?
be so difficult. Yeah.
I know exactly where I'd want to go to.
When?
The building of the pyramids.
That'd be dope.
That's just me though.
And you can speak the language, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that would be really cool.
I
the
mean, what about
pyramids-
like
or like the statues on Easter Island, or
yeah.
just anything where you could see like people
any of
doing-
those.
or,
Any
like,
of those.
Stonehenge,
Or like the beginning of Mesopotamia.
yeah, or like building like Greece or Rome, all this shit. Because
Any ancient
I just
culture,
wanna
I feel
see
like
them
would be
doing
really interesting to go back to.
I'd like to see them build the pyramids, like how they did it.
Well, the thing about the pyramids is like it's wildly debated on when they really happened. And so, if you got to go back, you would get to know that.
yeah,
Like,
you would have that knowledge, but nobody would believe you.
do you have one wish in your whole life? Like, if you could have one wish, you got a genie come to you right now, and they said you can have one wish right now, but you got to say it in the next 5 seconds. What would it be?
I want to go to space.
Really?
Yeah,
You could do that. That could happen.
no, but I want to see space.
What do you want to see in space? You
I
want to
wanna
go to the moon? Do you want to go to...
No, I don't want to float around the world. I want to like see space. I want to like travel, like straight up, be like, all right, next constellation, like let's fucking go.
So
Like,
your
next
dream,
galaxy.
your
Boom.
dream would be to travel through space.
yeah,
At
total
the
sci-fi.
speed of higher than light,
Yeah,
because you wouldn't be able to get there. If it took a light speed, you wouldn't be able to get to the next galaxy before you died.
yeah. Hopping galaxies, do all this. I think that'd be.
That's your no. That's a good dream. That's a good dream.
And you might not see anything, or you might not see any like people or life, but I don't know. Seeing literally seeing the universe, seeing nature at its like biggest level.
If I had
Possible.
one wish in my whole life, it would be 5 seconds before I died, because I feel like if anything other than that, it would be too much. I would say 5 seconds before I die, I want to know everything.
That's what Faust did, and that's really bad.
Who did that?
Faust. I think it's from the Bible. I only remember the metal band named Faust.
I don't know.
It's a guy, he sold his soul to know everything.
I would sell my soul to know everything for 5 seconds before I die,
But
because
it has no purpose, though.
it'd just be cool to know everything before you die.
I just shoot me into space. Give me 5 seconds, like flying through like a
Like fly into the
black hole.
See, I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could get to the closest black hole before you would die.
If it was a wish,
If it was a wish, yeah. Then I wish I could fly into the. But then you'd move so fast you wouldn't be able to see anything.
no, because you're as soon as you fly,
Like it
into
doesn't have to be reality based, I guess.
as
if
soon
it
as you
was-
fly in that black
So
hole.
what was
time's
your
gonna
okay?
slow down.
What is your wish then? What is your wish? Lay it on the table. Last wish.
space?
That's not a wish.
I just want to be in space. I
You
want
have to no. You have to do it like if it was one of those genies that they were gonna fuck you over.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna fuck you over if you didn't get it right. Like they're like, well, you wish this, but I'm gonna fucking shoot you in the opposite direction where nothing happens. You know what I mean?
Then I would have to
Like
say
shoot me into the coolest region of space where a lot of shit's happening.
I want to be immortal until I commit suicide.
For how long?
That's where
Do you have food and drink?
That's where I get the trick.
Do you have food and drink?
I will be alive until I commit suicide. I have to pull the trigger.
Do you have food?
Will it matter?
Yeah, because you could starve to death if you don't have food and water.
But is that committing suicide?
It's not committing suicide. It's dying of starvation, dying of thirst.
I won't die though, because I'm until I commit suicide, until I legitimately like pull the trigger.
Okay, so are you blasting off into one direction of space?
Not in space, because then if I'm gonna live forever, if I'm immortal, then I can just hang out until
I don't think you're immortal though. I don't think
humans-
that's part of that. I don't
until
think that's
humans
part of
perfect like space travel.
I don't think that's part of the wish. I think. What was the wish again? Like,
I'm immortal until
let's pour
I
one more
commit-
shot. Let's pour one more shot.
Immortal until I commit suicide.
Immortal. Oh, so you don't have to eat or drink,
No,
but you don't have alcohol.
it doesn't matter. I just literally until like I actually purposely tried to kill myself, I will live forever.
Okay, so you have a dual wish. Your wish is you wish that you could be blasted off into outer space. At the same time,
Not
you
as-
wouldn't die until you chose to die.
Not at the same time, because as long as I'm immortal, I can just wait out human evolution until we actually can perfect space travel, and then I can just be like, cool, I'm gonna fly through space and do whatever the fuck I want with humans for the next 4,000 years.
Oh, so you would straight up wish to be immortal.
Yeah, and be like, all right, this
Would
is
you?
boring.
But you didn't see what you didn't say is, you wouldn't age. So what would happen is you would
Oh.
just keep on aging. See, you got to think about this like Aladdin.
But it could be a super old dude, and then
You got to get your wishes. You got to go. You got to go. You got to get your wishes.
It's like the Rick and Morty, where he's like, I just
On
went to
point.
this dimension where I was the oldest guy, and everyone was like super impressed.
Yeah. If you don't get your wishes proper, what's gonna happen is you get your wish, but you're not gonna
Never
you're not
age.
gonna enjoy it.
Never age and never die until I commit suicide.
Never age
And never die.
and never die until you commit suicide. So you could call it at any point. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. That does help a lot.
It would really suck because you could be tortured and you could be like gone through so much for like terrible shit.
But you
like,
could call it at any time you want.
You could, but what if you're in such a situation where you're being tortured and like whoever's doing it is just fucking with you, but you cannot kill yourself, so you're stuck.
You can
suffering.
always kill yourself. Oh, like if your hands were
Yep,
clasped.
you're like straight up suffering because somebody's torturing you,
Oh.
and they can keep you there for 1,000 years.
Well,
or
wouldn't you
more.
keep like some sort of suicide pill like in the side of your cheek, like just up in your
That's, like,
up in
super-
your lip?
James Bondy? Yeah, I guess he would.
I mean, that's what I would do. Just
Like-
so if you had to go like this, you back, and you just release it, and you're like, I'm gonna die in 5 seconds. Fuck everything.
Or you had a safe word. Instead of suicide, it was a safe word.
Oh, like okay, so you implant something in your brain, then if you say a certain word, it
Bana-
just blows up.
I'll take a banana daiquiri.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my God. Hey, you know what? This has been beautiful.
Banana daiquiris.
Banana daiquiris. I love you so much.
Yeah, it was,
Let's call it on this one right here.
yeah, I'm good.